Every faction in XDefiant has abilities that are unique to their class and cater to specific playstyles. Since there's a lot you need to consider when picking an XDefiant faction, here's the best you should go with. And we have 4 tiers here, S through C, and we are also going to talk about which weapons best work with these factions in this video. Everything is subjective, so feel free to drop your thoughts down in the comment section and let's have some fun with this. So I am bursting my own bubble here. At C tier, we have the Kleaners. Known as pyrotechnicians, the Kleaners come from the Division universe and are recognized for their fire skills in XDefiant. Using the firebomb ability, you can generate a significant amount of area damage and burning, and the incinerator drone is perfect for quickly clearing objectives. As you can tell by my gameplay, for the most part I have been using the Kleaners ever since the game launched, even in the PTS, so its active abilities are the firebomb and the incinerator drone. The passive trait is the incendiary rounds. Those have definitely came in clutch a lot of the times for your boy. The ultra ability is a purifier, and my take is, as far as weapons, you can either use ARs or SMGs with this faction. You can keep your distance and get picks from afar, or you can be in the mix at the B zone and domination in those zones and occupy, and do work with both ARs and SMGs with the Kleaners faction because of the incendiary rounds. Now at B tier, we have the newly added GSK faction from Rainbow Six Siege. GSK, who were all about controlling the enemy battlefield and restricting enemies' options. The shock wire is a perfect example of this, as you can drop electrified barbed wire to cut off those lanes so enemies cannot get through them, or if they decide to get through them, they will have a hard time if they can make it out. Especially good for preventing flanks. The ADS ability, which is essentially a trophy system, is perfect for objective-based game modes such as Occupy and Domination at the B zone that will intercept enemy devices that are thrown in this direction. So the passive trait is the hard hat, the ultra ability is a flash shield, and the best weapons to use for this faction are long distance weapons such as ARs, maybe snipers. Especially if you are taking that anchor approach for your team. Once again, you have the barbed wire to go ahead and cut off lanes to prevent flanks, and you can stay back and prevent enemies from getting too far into your spawn. I think this is a little bit low on the list, but let me know your take. Alongside the GSK faction on the tier list is DedSec. DedSec are hackers in XDefiant, allowing you to interfere with the enemies and even steal their abilities. The Lockout Ultra is especially effective, putting the enemy team a good bit out of system, preventing them from using any of their unique skills. I do know this is probably the most annoying faction in XDefiant right now. Maybe that's just my opinion, especially when it comes to the spider bot. I have literally only been using DedSec just so I can hack the spider bots. It is pretty fun to use DedSec to hack other things other than the spider bot though. The activated abilities are once again the hijack and spider bot. Passive trait is a fabricator, and the ultra ability is the lockout ability. The best weapon to use is most likely an AR. But as you can tell by my gameplay once again, I spend a lot of time running around with the submachine gun, essentially just trying to be annoying. But it is different strokes for different folks. Now at A tier, we have the Phantoms. I am surprised that this is not an S tier faction, but the Phantoms from Ghost Recon are a powerful faction in XDefiant. These soldiers from the future can equip the Blitz Shield or mag barriers that can block enemy fire and projectiles such as grenades. The faction's passive trait slightly increases their maximum health up to 120, which is a huge deal in my opinion. So if you run into somebody with the Phantoms, definitely aim at their head. While the ultra ability creates a spherical plasma shield around the player, perfect for close combat. Phantoms have an additional 20 HP, which can be key in winning an engagement in XDefiant. Best weapons to use for this faction is again something that you can possibly keep your distance with, maybe an AR or a sniper. Just like the GSK faction, holding down lanes and making sure enemies don't get too close to where you don't want them to be. But if I was making this list myself, I would definitely put Phantoms at S tier. Phantoms absolutely dominates XDefiant, no questions asked. Alongside the Phantoms in the A tier section, we have Echelon from Splinter Cell. These 100% dominate XDefiant as well. The passive trait alone makes them worth using, as it keeps you hidden from the enemy minimap no matter what you do. The digital ghillie suit is used for getting the drop on other players, turning you invisible briefly. However, the intel suit is the faction's real secret weapon, revealing the location of nearby players to both you and your team, making it easy to pick them off. My take is it is a little bit overpowered. Maybe developers can go ahead and make some adjustments to that in the future. I think I might have said this on the channel before. Maybe I just said it in the conversation with some of the guys, but I think the intel suit should only work for the person activating it, and they can go ahead and relay the intel back to their teammates. That's just my take. What do you think though? But for the Ultra, we also have the sonar goggles that put you in control of Sam Fisher's iconic pistol, which just takes a couple of shots to secure a kill and can instantly turn the tide of the match. This can also kill you in one shot. I've seen this kill players in one shot so many times. Echelon is an absolute W of a faction in XDefiant. If you haven't already, definitely give them a go. I need to invest in more time in an Echelon myself. And as far as weapons you can use with this faction, you can pretty much use anything you can get your hands on. Now at S tier, we have Libertad. Libertad is the best faction in XDefiant, providing health buffs that's essential for both you and the rest of your team. I can agree with this 100% being S tier. The healing mechanism working for you and everyone around you, reducing the time you are exposed after a close gunfight. Definitely helps in objective game modes such as Occupy and Domination, and even Escort. Regardless, once again, this is the absolute W ability from this faction. Using the Biovita Boost ability speeds up health regen even more for your squad if you are close to one another. The Medico Supremo Ultra gives you a whopping 200 health while granting a massive healing boost in a limited area. You can't go wrong with this faction, especially if you are a team player. If you ask me, it's kind of everything a team player would ask for in one faction. This faction, as far as weapons to use, the sky is the limit. While the other options on this list may have flashier abilities, I think this is the most important faction on this list. Keeping you and your team alive is crucial in XDefiant. All that being said though, if you want to make a tier list of your own, go ahead and drop them down below. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you for sticking around. I'll drop 2 more videos for you right here. And if you dug the content, consider subscribing as we chase down our first 1K subs here on the channel. Thank you all for your time. All y'all take care, and I'm out.